learning to let go. So, nakita ko kasi yung balloons dun sa pupuntahan daw namin yun. Kaso nga lang, yan, Saturday kasi siya naggabi. So, hindi namin pwede puntahan kasi Sunday ginabukasan. Kaso nga yan. So, tignan na lang siya dito. Learning to let go. Learning to let go. Kasi nga, itong topic na to, napili din natin siya kasi ang daming issues sa social media these days. Correct? Makikita natin yung mga things na nag-break. Nakikita naman natin yan. So, ang daming tao, ang daming relationship na nasisira. In this time and age, parang ang dali nilang iwanan yung promises na ginawa nila sa isa't isa. Diba? Parang ang dali po nilang bitawan yung pagmamahal na meron sila sa isa't isa. So, ano ba talaga yung lesson na mapupulot natin? Or how can we learn to let go of some things na hindi naman talaga siya para sa atin? So, that is what we're going to talk about. So, parang sabi nga nila, diba? Sa mundo na puno ng Gerald Anderson, maging Daniel Padilla ka. Yan, maging Daniel Padilla ka. Yun na lang yata yung relationship na natitira medyo matatagtasan. So, learning to let go. Yan, Exodus 14. And it was told the king of Egypt that the people fled, and the heart of Pharaoh and of his servants was turned against the people, and they said, why have we done this? That we have let Israel go from serving us. That we have let Israel go from serving us. Always remember this. Letting go of something, freedom, is always forced. Freedom is always forced. If you're going to look back in our history, we are not going to be able to achieve freedom without the cost, without forcing us to be free. Paano po ba tayo naging malaya sa mga Kastila? Na 333 years tayo sinakot ng mga Kastila. Paano tayo naging malaya sa kanila? It is not nakiusap lang tayo, no. We forced our way to freedom. Pinilit po natin ang way natin para maging malaya. At ganoon din po sa lahat ng bagay, freedom is always forced. Kaya sabi ng Panginoon, di ba? And God hardened Pharaoh's heart. Sabi ng Bible, and God hardened Pharaoh's heart. So, without the force of God, hindi po papalayain ni Pharaoh yung mga Israelites. Naalala niyo po ba kung ilang plagues yun? Ilang plagues yung pinadala ng Panginoon? Ilan? Ilan po? 12? 10 plagues daw po yun. 10 plagues, pinadala ng Panginoon para i-convince si Pharaoh na palayain na yung mga Israelites. And until namatay yung firstborn, namatay yung mga panganay, hindi pinalayan ni Pharaoh eh. Okay? So, hinawakan niya talaga. And until God forced him to let the people of Israel go, hindi pa makawalan ng mga tao ng Israel. So, always remember this. Freedom always comes with a cost. Freedom will always come with a cost. Always remember, our salvation that we receive from Jesus Christ, that is automatic. Okay? Once we pray the sinner's prayer, we are already saved and we will never be unsaved again. Pag tinanggap natin si Jesus Christ, automatic po yun. Kumbaga, it's a done deal. Hindi mo na pwedeng bawiin, correct? Hindi na po natin pwedeng tanggalin yung salvation na meron na po tayo. Okay? But, our habits, God can change our hearts, but our habits must be changed by ourselves. Kailangan po yung mga ginagawa natin araw-araw will also change. Kasi kung babaguhin po ng Panginoon puso natin, but we are not going to change the habits of our lives, we are still trapped in Egypt. Makikita po natin yung pinalaya ng Panginoon yung mga Israelites sa Egypt, nakalaya sila eh. Pero nung nakalaya na sila, sabi na dito, sabi ng mga Israelites, namimiss namin yung mga pagkain sa Egypt. Namimiss namin yung buhay namin sa Egypt. So, one thing about letting go of something is, naalala niyo yung kanta, hindi siya Christian song. Pero naalala niyo yung sinabi niya na, you only know you love her when you let her go. So you only appreciate something when you let something go. And lagi ko nga sinasabi, what is always taken for granted will eventually be taken away. What is always taken for granted will eventually be taken away. Pagka po tinitake for granted natin yung mga blessings ng Panginoon, tatanggalin niyo ng Panginoon sa atin para ma-realize kung gano'ng ka-special yung blessing na ibigay sisisihin ng Panginoon. Always, naalala ko ito nung nawala lang ng boses. Naalala niyo po yun, kasi preacher Paul yung nag-preach sa akin. Nawala lang ako ng boses, hindi ako makakanta, hindi ako makapag-preach. Sabi ko, Lord, napakahalaga pala nung boses na binibigay mo sa akin para makapagpuri ako sa'yo. Na-realize ko lang kung gano'ng kahalaga yun nung nawalan na ako. And we always appreciate the blessing of God pag nawawalan na po tayo. But we tend to take for granted kung ano yung mga binibigay sa atin ng Panginoon. Nahayaan lang natin yung mga binibigay sa atin ng Panginoon pag nandiyan naman sila lagi. Pero always remember this, kailangan we always appreciate everything with a heart of gratitude. Kailangan pagkatinitinan po natin yung mga blessing na binibigay sa atin ng Panginoon always with a heart of gratitude. You're always thanking God for the things na maaari natin take for granted. Lord, I thank my God for my parents. I thank my God for my family. I thank God for the air that I breathe, for the food that I eat, for the water that I drink. You always thank God for everything. Okay? Para hindi sila tanggalin ng Panginoon sa iyo. Kailangan ina-appreciate natin sila at sinasabi natin sa Panginoon, Lord, thank you for this. Kasi nga taon tayo mawalan eh. Okay? And once we let go of something, doon lang natin na-appreciate kung ano talaga yung value niya. Once we let go of something, kaya nga sabi dito ni Pharaoh, why have we let the people of Israel go from serving us? And he made ready his chariot and took his people with him. And he took what? 600 chosen chariots. Alright, ito yung mga pinakamalalakas na forces ng Egypt. And always remember, at this point in time, nung sinulat ko ito, Egypt was the strongest when it comes to military. Sila po yung pinakamalakas. Kumbaga sila yung United States nung panahon na to. Okay, they are known for being the strongest when it comes to military forces. And captains over every one of them. So, no, na-realize ni Pharaoh na nagkamali siya at pinalayan niya yung mga Israelites. Ano sabi nila? Habulin natin sila ulit. Habulin natin sila ulit. So, yung puso ni Pharaoh, nag-crave pa rin siya din sa comfort na binibigay sa kanya ng mga Israelites. And even the Israelites, they are still comforted. They are still missing. Namimiss nila yung comfort na binibigay naman sa kanila ng Egypt. Namimiss nila yung binibigay ng comfort sa kanila ng Egypt. So, naalala niyo nung pandemic, nung kasagsagan ng pandemic, nung mga 2020 po, ganyan, na hindi tayo lumalabas talaga ng mga bahay natin. And nauso yung term na going back to normal. Diba? Lagi natin narinig yun. Kailan kaya tayo babalik sa normal? When are we going back to the normal? And then, naisip ko, ano ba talaga yung normal? Ano po ba talaga yung normal? Kasi yung sinasabi natin normal, is it really normal or is it just old? Is it really normal? Normal ba talaga? Or is it just old? Or is it just nakasanayan po kasi natin? Kaya natin gusto balikan yung mga bagay-bagay na nakasanayan na natin. Let me give you an example. There is the oldest religion here in the Philippines. Alam natin lahat yan. The biggest religion here in the Philippines. Is it really normal or is it just old? Is it really normal for people to be serving and to be bowing down their knees into a God that is made of man? That is made of material things? Is it normal? Is that normal? No. It's just old. It's just tradition. Pagka tinanong sila, bakit mo ginagawa yun? Nakasanayan na kasi namin. Nakasanayan na kasi namin dumulog sa ganito. Nakasanayan na kasi namin na pinupunas namin yung mga basahan namin sa ganito. Tapos pupunas namin sa mukha namin. Pupunas namin sa kung saan namin. Kaya isip namin, banal na yun. And if you're going to ask them, is it normal? Sasabihin lang, tradition na kasi eh. Nakasanayan na po kasi namin eh. Hindi lang po namin matanggal sa sistema namin. So ano ba talaga yung normal? Ano ba talaga yung So you must be able to differentiate, normal ba talaga ng bagay ito or nakasanayan ko lang? Diba? Nakasanayan natin dito sa mundo ko na ang baga-baga pa lang. Uminom na, naninigarilyo na. Is that normal? No. This is old. Nakasanayan natin na 13, 14, 15 years old pa lang ang haharap na. Is that normal? No. Nakasanayan lang po kasi natin. And you must be able to differentiate, Lord, ano ba talaga yung normal? It is normal for people to serve the living God. What we are doing today is normal. Kung ano ginagawa natin sa church na to, that is normal. This should be the standard. This should be the standard. Pero hindi po ito nakasanayan ng mga tao. That is the reason why we must be always appreciative to the standards that we have in this church, that we are serving the living God. We are serving the living God, and that is normal. We are the normal ones. The people outside, the ones that are serving graven images, they are not normal. They are weird, but they are old. Which means, yun yung nakasanayan ng mga tao na nakikita. Pero hindi sila nasanay na nakikita tayo. But actually, if you're going to weigh it out, tayo yung nasa normal. Tayo yung nasa design of God, that God has created us in the image of Him, and we must serve Him in spirit and in truth. We must serve Him in spirit and in truth. Hindi niya sinabi mo, we must serve Him, we must serve the graven images of Him, we must serve this or that, we must serve the church, we must serve the Pope, we must serve the priest. Wala ko sinabi gano'n ng Panginoon. Sabi ko, we must serve Him in spirit and in truth. It means, it is normal for us to serve a God that we cannot see with our sight. But that is the God that we can see when it comes to our spirit. That is the God that we can see when it comes to our faith. Pananampalataya lang po ang ginagamit natin pagdating sa pagsasamba sa Diyos. Hindi, wala po tayo nakikita image dito, wala po nilalagay na image dito ang ating pastor. Nasabihin na yun ng Diyos, hindi po. Wala pong gano'n. Okay? We are serving God in spirit and in truth. Sa katotohanan lang po tayo. Sa katotohanan lang po tayo sumasama sa Panginoon. So, what have you get used to na akala na po natin normal sa buhay natin? Ano ba talagang nakasanayan natin sa buhay natin na iniisip natin normal siya, pero hindi po siya normal? Kailangan po, sinesearch natin yung post natin yan. Search me, O God, and know my heart. Try me and know my thoughts. And see if there be any wicked ways in me, and lead me into everlasting. Into the way of everlasting. So sabi niyo dito, I beseech you therefore, brethren, by the mercies of God, that ye present your bodies, what? A living sacrifice. Kasi po, ang Old Testament, nakasanayan nila na ang sacrifice kailangan patay. May pinamatay nila yung sheep, sometimes pinamatay nila yung pigeon, pinamatay nila yung ram. At sinasacrifice po nila yun sa Panginoon. That's the old way. Ang sabi ng Panginoon, I'm going to give you a new and living way. So yung a new and living way na ini-introduce po dito sa atin ng Panginoon is, we must be able to present our bodies as a living sacrifice. So the old way must have to die in order for the new way to start. And the new way, kumbaga kailangan i-let go muna yung mga bagay na nakaraan in order for you to be able to serve God effectively. Kailangan iwanan po natin yung mga bagay na nakaraan, nakasanayan po natin, iwanan na po natin yung mga bagay na yan. Kung nakasanayan po natin na umiinom tayo, iwanan na po natin yan. Kung nakasanayan natin na lumaki tayo sa pamilya na ninigarilyo, lumaki tayo sa pamilya na nagsusugan, iwasan na po natin yan. Iwanan na natin yan in order for us to be able to truly worship the living God. Okay, that is the only way for you to worship God. Kailangan magiging po tayo a new and a living way that He present your bodies a living sacrifice. Dito kasi, i-introduce ni Paul na iwanan niyo na yung nakaraan. Yun yung sinasabi ni Paul doon sa mga Israelites, sa mga Gentiles, iwanan na natin yung nakaraan. Holy, acceptable unto God, which is your what? Reasonable service. Our service to God will only be reasonable if our life is according to His will. Hindi po pwede maging reasonable yung service natin sa Panginoon kung nagsiserve tayo sa mundo. Hindi po pwede maging reasonable yung service natin para sa Panginoon kung ginagawa pa natin yung old way ng mundo ko. Hindi pwede maging reasonable yung service natin sa Panginoon kung pag-uwi natin ang bahay, bumabalik tayo sa dati natin buhay. Hindi po pwede maging reasonable yun. Okay, tuloy natin verse, and be not conformed to this world. And be not conformed to this world, but be ye transformed by the renewing of your mind. Kasi sabi niya dito, renewing of your mind. Kasi yung heart mo, kaya palitan niya ng Panginoon. But your mind is always going to be controlled by you. Tayo lang po ang kaya kumontrol sa utak po natin. Kung yung puso natin kaya babaguhin ng Panginoon, yung utak natin, kailangan tayo po mag-control dyan. Kailangan tayo po nag-a-adjust sa utak natin, nag-a-adjust sa mga habits na ginagawa natin sa buhay natin. Sabi niya dito, by the renewing of your mind, that He may prove what is that good and acceptable and perfect will of God. And sometimes, we try to ask God, Lord, bakit nangyayari sa akin mga bagay-bagay na to if I am following you? Pero sabi niya dito, kailangan iwanan mo muna yung nakaraan eh. Okay? Kailangan iwanan mo muna natin nakaraan. That He may prove what is that good and acceptable and perfect will of God. Hindi sinabi, your life will be perfect. Pero sabi niya po, there is a perfect will of God sa buhay po natin. Which means, the perfect will of God in our lives will never be perfect in our sight. Pero pagka ang Diyos po ang kumilos, at nakita natin yung nakaraan, nakita natin kung paano tayo tinawid ng Panginoon sa napakaraming dagat, napakaraming dagat na hinapin ng Panginoon para sa buhay natin, doon lang po natin marirealize kung sino talaga yung Diyos na pinaglilingkuran natin. Doon lang natin marirealize yung kapangyarihan ng Panginoon sa puso natin. And, nung nagkaroon ng pandemic, so, the only way for us to see what is within us, for what is without us, to crush down. Kung ang only way lang po para ma-appreciate talaga natin kung ano yung spirito na binigay sa atin ng Panginoon, yung kapangyarihan na binigay sa atin ng Panginoon, ma-appreciate lang po natin nasa loob natin, pagka nasa labas natin, nag-fail na. Okay, bumabagsak na. Parang yung nangyayari nga sa church natin, every time, lalo na sinasabi to, na there is a season in our church that God will shake the church in order for the poor to be strengthened. Sinashake ng Panginoon lagi yung church para yung poor tumitibay. Yung poor tumitibay. So yun lagi ang priority ng Panginoon, yun lagi ang prospect ng Panginoon. God is always shaking the church down for the poor to be strengthened. Para lumakas yung mga poor. Para lumakas yung mga mananampalataya talaga sa Kanya. Para lumakas yung mga willing talaga sumunod sa Panginoon. So, the question is, are you going to be shaken? Are we going to be shaken? Hahayaan ba natin na pagka nililigid ng Panginoon yung simbahan? Kasi yung Panginoon din ang gumagawa niya. Pagka nililigid ng Panginoon ang simbahan, hahayaan ba natin isa tayo sa mga wala? Isa tayo sa susuko? Isa tayo sa mag-let go ng faith natin sa Panginoon? Don't let that happen. Don't let that happen. Kasi nga, naalala niyo yung nangyari din sa Israel. Nung lumabas na sila doon sa Egypt, hinahanap pa rin nila yung comfort na binibigay sa kanila ng Egypt. Bakit? Kasi hindi sila nagkaroon ng closure. Hindi sila nagkaroon ng closure doon sa Egypt. Gabi-gabi, umalis sila doon sa Egypt. And hindi sila nagkaroon ng closure. Ano sabi ng Panginoon sa kanila? Kailangan nila makawalan yung mga bagay na yan. And sometimes, ito na, na-experience ko dito personally in my life. Na sometimes, pagka po hindi nagkaroon ng closure yung isang bagay, parang ang hirap iwan. Pagka hindi ka nagkaroon ng closure doon sa isang relationship, hindi ka nagkaroon ng closure doon sa isang friendship, hindi ka nagkaroon ng closure doon sa isang bagay, sa isang trabaho, sa isang friends mo, parang ang hirap iwan. Pero sabi ng Panginoon, we are looking forward to what is ahead. Okay, tinitingin lang po tayo kung ano yung binibigay po sa atin ng Panginoon. Tinitingnan natin yung mga promises na binibigay po sa atin ng Panginoon. We are not looking back. We are not looking back. We are always looking forward to what is ahead. Sabi ng Panginoon, looking forward kung ano yung pwede mo pang gawin sa buhay mo. Looking forward kung ano ba yung pwede mo ibigay sa'yo. Looking forward kung ano ba yung promises na pwede ibigay sa'yo na hindi ibigay sa'yo ng mga tao. So always remember, we must learn to let go. We must learn to be able to let go. I found my foundation when I went through a shaking. I found the foundation when I went through a shaking. And lastly, let Pharaoh go. Let Pharaoh go. If pinakawalan na tayo ng Panginoon sa mundo to, kailangan pakawalan din natin yung